Right. Welcome back to the channel. We got a rash of very, very good fighters fighting in the lower weight classes. Gervonta Davis is going to be fighting. Teofimo Lopez is going to be fighting. Shakur Stevenson's going to be fighting. Keith Thurman's going to be fighting. And Manny Pacquiao are all going to be fighting in the month of July. But I want to talk most specifically about Gervonta Davis and my hope and prayer that he will fight Tevin Farmer or Vasily Lomachenko and do something to take advantage of his excellent potential. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we release more videos. And also, thank you so much to the Patreons that support the channel. We got a couple more videos that we put up there today, so please go check them out. I think that you'll enjoy them. Look, this video was done, when is this? The 8th of July. And just came off of a kind of a, very boring, not boring, but just a very inactive fight week. But over the next couple weeks, we have some really good fights coming up, or at least some fighters I'm really, really interested in seeing in the month of July. That being fighters like Teofimo Lopez is fighting. Dillian White is going to be fighting the same weekend. Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman. After that is Gervonta Davis, Ricardo Nunez. We got Maurice Hooker fighting after that. So it's a lot of really good fights, a lot of big, good fights coming up. And also there's been an announcement that Tevin Farmer is going to be fighting again, the 130-pound IBF champion. So there should be a lot of really good fights in that, welterweight through 100 and 130-pound weight class. But for the people that are familiar with the channel, they'll know that my favorite fighter of all these guys is Gervonta Tank Davis. Because I think, and the reason I like him a lot is because he really reminds me he forcibly reminds me of Aaron Pryor. I think that this guy is one of the most talented fighters in boxing. He's got some of the best hand speed. His offense to defense is one of the best. Transition from defense to offense is some of the best in boxing. I love the way that he weaves in between fights. I liked how the fact that he can fight going backwards if he needs to, but he's just got this in his power in both hands at 135 and 130 pounds is just crazy. So I think his mentality is that of a fighter, but at the same time, he's just technically very sound. I think he's one of the best fighters in boxing, or definitely one of the top up and coming boxers in boxing. But the problem with Gervonta Davis, besides some of the out of the ring things that have taken place with him, he got arrested a couple times, just different problems with the law that seem like, knock on wood, have decreased a little bit over the last few months. I'm hoping that continues, but it's getting a little long in the tooth. Okay, with him fighting guys that only have Spanish names and guys that perfectly well he's about to blow out in a round or two. Ever since he fought, and I think this is fair criticism, I really believe this is fair criticism of Gervonta Davis, and I don't think it's Gervonta Davis's fault necessarily. I think that it is. My daughter's going to interrupt this video. Alex. I don't think that it is Gervonta Davis's fault necessarily. I think it's just the plan, the way that Mayweather Promotions, Mayweather, Ellerby are moving him along, trying to grow him, get him the right experience against whatever they're thinking. The time is right, man. The time is right. I don't hear as much excitement as there was for Gervonta Davis a couple years ago. I don't really feel that same. And I'm talking about in 2017. I believe it was 2017 when he beat Jose Pedraza and then he went over to he went over there to the UK, and he knocked out, I think that's the first time he had problems making weight, and he knocked out, what was it, Liam Smith or Liam Walsh? I think it was Liam Walsh that he fought over there in the UK. But then in the co-main event for the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Conor McGregor fight, I think that's the fight that he fought Francisco Fonseca. And he had, he lost his title on the scale, and just pretty much everything ever since then, man, it just seems to be that the wheels are spinning over there for Gervonta Davis. But now you have these up and coming guys. You've got Devin Haney is another real good one. Devin Haney, though, I do believe is right now fighting at lightweight. I believe he'll probably be at 140 or 147 before Gervonta Davis makes it up to 135. But you have all these great matchups that could be taking place with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney if it doesn't go too far. But of course, the big one is Gervonta Davis versus Vasily Lomachenko. And that's a fight that I really believe that Gervonta Davis has a chance to win. I think that Gervonta Davis in the southpaw matchup with Vasily Lomachenko, I think that his speed, I think that his power, I really believe that is a dangerous mix for Vasily Lomachenko, especially considering Vasily Lomachenko is getting older. Now, I go back and forth with Black Fight Fan TV. If you're not familiar with Black Fight Fan TV, everybody that's subscribed to this channel should be. Go to subscribe Black Fight Fan TV. I always make fun of Vasily Lomachenko and call him Vasily Lomachenko because he lost that ode to Orlando Salido. But even though I think that the reason why I think Gervonta Davis would do very well with Vasily Lomachenko is Lomachenko, I believe that Lomachenko is losing a step. And that happens as he's getting over, what is he, 31, 32 years old now? I believe that he's lost a step. He's looked significantly more vulnerable at 135 than he looked at 130. I think a lot of that has to do with the level of competition that he fought. Now, while he's definitely winning the fights now, the Jorge Linares fight, he got knocked down, but he came back and he stopped Jorge Linares with a body shot. He fought Jose Pedraza, went the distance with Jose Pedraza. And that particular fight, I thought, that he looked a little bit suspect because Jose Pedraza has very fast. Well, I don't think Jose Pedraza was sitting down on his punches. I think he was doing a lot of tap, 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 and preventing Lomachenko from really jumping angles with them. And I think that Gervonta Davis would have the same ability to let his hands go that Jose Pedraza has, but they'll have a lot more pop on. But we'll never know if Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather Jr. continue to move this guy ever so slowly. Now, I do believe, of course, that I don't know. Well, I guess it's not. I won't say that I know. I mean, it's obvious that I do not have the same experience moving along fighters and developing fighters as Floyd Mayweather Jr. would have, being, the excellent boxer that he is. And obviously, he's not out there throwing Gervonta Davis to the wolves. Maybe there's something that he sees in Gervonta Davis, or something Leonard Ellerbe and their team sees in Gervonta Davis that I don't see. But it seems to me as if the guy's ready to go full throttle, and I certainly hope that they do that sooner than later. Of course, we know that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was brought up, just like Oscar De La Hoya was brought up, in the school of matchmaking called Top Rank, and where Top Rank, clearly the best match. I don't even think there's a debate about who has the best matchmakers in boxing. It's definitely Top Rank. Top Rank does a very good job of making you think, making a fight just competitive enough for their fighter, but yet not too competitive where the guy really has a chance to lose. They're not going to wind up doing some of the things that Eddie Hearn did, like putting in, and I got to tell you, man, putting in Andy Ruiz against Anthony Joshua as a replacement for Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Like, when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's a step up. That's a better fight. Andy Ruiz is a better fight for Anthony Joshua, a tougher fight for Anthony Joshua than Andy Ruiz. I mean, than Jarrell Miller was, and he did it with just a few weeks notice. Man, yeah, not the smartest move in the world. So maybe that's what they're doing with Gervonta Davis, but I'm just really hoping that these fights that are taking place over the next couple months, over the next month, right, with Shakur Stevenson fighting, with Gervonta Davis fighting, with Vasily Lomachenko, I think is a little bit further out. It just got announced that he's going to be fighting in London. I think that might be, I don't believe it's in August, but whenever that particular fight happens, I don't think that fight is too far off. And then, you got Teofimo Lopez. I'm just hoping that these things turn around into some actual fights in these lower weight classes, because all these guys have a lot of talent, and I'm really looking forward to and would really like to see these guys get in the ring with one another and not just continue to coast out year after year. For Gervonta Davis, I've been a big supporter. I am a big supporter of Gervonta Davis. But 2017, when Jose Pedraza was the last real big step-up fight for him, it's time after this fight is over. It really is time to, I don't want to say put up or shut up. Just put up, right? Just put up so I can shut up. And it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.